We made it, guys. Dyno tuning. Drove 40 minutes here. Probably a little bit longer. Blowing Tony's eardrums out.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, guys. We are at Paragon Performance. I think we ran into an issue. Hopefully not. We're already like 2 hours in. And, yeah. Car's running pretty good, though. Just gotta make sure everything's going good. And hopefully everything goes well. I'll give you guys an update once we start doing more things.
It's hot, bro.
Not wrong.
It's hot. That's making fucking power, baby. That's making power.
This is just straight up ignorant at this point. What's up, guys? So today's the next day. After dyno day, tune day, fail day, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it the fail day because we spent 5 hours on the dyno and the car is still not tuned. Pretty much I have the VTEC solenoid right here. Just cleaned it up a little bit, checking over the gasket, and I mean, it's pretty tore up. I can see some cracking at the bottom. You know, on top it's, well, I had to take it out, so the top's kind of worse than it was, but it was cracked up top. I mean, it's still kind of soft. So also we did see a little bit of stuff inside the screen, but it wasn't too bad. I was gonna check the front screen, but that didn't look like it was leaking, so I'm thinking that's good. And yeah, so the K20A2 motors, they have 2 plugs on here on the VTEC solenoid, and you're supposed to plug both of them. But on my motor, they pretty much deleted it, and we just have to disable it in K-Tuner. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just disable it in K-Tuner, see what happens. We also gonna get new gaskets for this. Plug everything back up. I was looking back on my poles on the dyno. You can clearly tell I wasn't hitting VTEC. And on top of that, even before when I got the cams done, I wasn't too sure if it was hitting VTEC or not. I couldn't hear it. We're just gonna clean this up a little bit, get new gaskets, put it back on, go for a test drive after I, you know, change a couple things on the motor, then onto the tune. Then I'm gonna data log it, send it back to Mikey. Then we're just gonna go from there. Right now, I'm just trying to dial in the drivability for it, just because it's pretty rough to drive it right now. I barely made it home. I just took the small roads all the way home. It just kept stuttering and like shooting flames because it's running so rich. And yeah, that's where we're at with that. But once we get the VTEC working, I'm pretty sure we can get back to the dyno, finish up the tune. It's just now that I just got to make time to go back to the dyno. Yeah, basically that's it. I just got to make time to go back to the dyno. Because I kind of rushed things to get it this week because I had this whole week off. But now that, you know, this week is like almost ending, now we're just gonna pick a time and when to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna solve this issue. I'm pretty sure that's it, just that cell. If I knew that we were having that issue, I think we could have, you know, finished the tune on the dyno, but unfortunately that did not happen. So now just gotta get the new gasket, throw this back in. Hopefully it works. With the cell off, we're not too sure if it works or not. So Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, guys, so we just made it back. I just went to Advanced Auto Parts real quick to go pick up a new VTEC solenoid gasket, just to replace it because that one was leaking. Then just cleaned up around the area and just make sure that everything's clean and it should be working. Mikey just sent me a new base map, so I'm gonna upload that. Then we're gonna take it for a drive and see how that is. We're also gonna data log. Then we're gonna try to get into VTEC. So I'm gonna do it really quick since this car is loud as shit. I'm gonna just go first, second. If it's high or enough RPM to get into VTEC, which I believe is set around 57, I'm gonna just stomp on it, get into VTEC, see if it gets into VTEC, and then going from there. But it's hella hot out. I would like record for you guys and stuff like that, but it's like 90 degrees. It's hella humid, and I gotta put a lot of shit away since I'm pretty much finished up with the car. We also put the new spark plugs in. He recommended me on getting new spark plugs during the dyno testing, but I didn't put them in because I knew the spark plugs I had in the car were pretty recent, and I don't drive the car like a lot, so those plugs should be okay. I just pulled them out and checked them. They look all right, so hopefully that didn't cause any issues on the dyno either. But I'm just hoping that with this new upload on the base map, the car just runs a lot better. I'm still leaning out between like 2K to like 3K. I mean, as long as that is gone, then it's perfect for me at least. But like last time when I was driving it home, it was like limping on the, it was pretty much limping all the way home. I think it's because of the cell. But since we're going to disable it because my VTEC solenoid only has one plug, VTEC should work. I just cleaned the VTEC solenoid as well. It's just, at this point, it's just all on the base map and see if it changes map when I get into that engagement area. And hopefully this fixes everything. So I'm going to clean up outside, then start the car, let it warm up, then we're gonna data log pretty quick here because don't plan on driving this thing all day, especially how hot it is and how humid it is and how loud the shit is. We're just gonna try to get as much information in the timeline and give it to Mikey as soon as possible. Then the faster we get this done, the faster we can get the car back on the dyno as well. So yeah, so he just sent me the email, so I'm about to download it right now. I'm gonna check it over as well. I am trying to learn to tune as well, so you know, seeing the changes he make, and yeah, basically seeing the changes that he made, and you know, me, you know, backtracking it, or not backtracking it, but like just tracking it down and make sure. So he just sent this to me 11 minutes ago. Load this up, give it a shot. We are looking for hard cells, and if VTEC works, log your testing if you can and send that back to me. So I could send base maps. It looks like we have a new data log as well on my computer, which I'm not too sure what that is. But let's open this up. This tuning stuff is a headache, but you know, it is what it is when you learn, or trying to learn, which I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to learn so that I could, you know, do this for other people as well. And we'll just continue from there. We're just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna start up the hatch here in a bit after I upload this base map, make sure everything is good, have no cells on, and then we'll just continue from there, and hopefully everything goes well. I'm gonna do a little poll to see if we can hit VTEC, see if the map changes, and if it changes, then we should be good to go. I mean, I don't see any other issues since everything on the car is pretty much brand new. Probably the last time this car ever seen like a tune was probably back in 2010 or something. What's up, guys? So I forgot to end this video out, so I'm gonna just talk to you guys real quick about the hatch and what issues we ran into, and basically on why the car is not tuned and how we only made 173 horsepower. But basically, the hatch was having issues on the dyno. RPM limit was set at 7,000 for some reason, and we couldn't figure out why. Then on top of that, VTEC was not working at all. So the tune wasn't done, and we spent 4 or 5 hours on the dyno, and I paid about $400, you know, for using the dyno. But luckily, shout out to Graham. He's gonna hook me up next time I get there, and hopefully, the car is more dialed in, and we could finally make some numbers. But yeah, that's basically what happened to the hatch. VTEC wasn't working, random RPM set limit, and we made 173 horsepower all motor without VTEC. And I just had to drive it home. I was super mad, super frustrated, couldn't figure out why this issue was going on. And then took a look at the VTEC solenoid. It was leaking oil, so I was just like, well, if it's leaking oil, it's probably clogged. I need to, get a new gasket, and that's what I ended up doing. So I took it off this morning, or actually last night. Cleaned it with some parts cleaner. Took the old gasket off. Then this morning I got a new gasket at Advanced Auto Parts. Threw that in. Threw that back together. Then I was just messaging Mikey back and forth. My VTEC solenoid only has one plug, and he did some changes onto the on K-Tuner. Sent that base map back to me. Uploaded that base map. Car starts right up, running perfectly. Went to go drive around a little bit just to collect some data log of just drivability. Then did my first poll and see if VTEC worked. I was in fifth. I did a fifth, fourth to third. RPM went up to like 4K. I just stepped on it a little bit. Right here's like I stepped on it. Then around 5700 RPM. That's when I heard VTEC for the first time with the new exhaust setup. The new exhaust setup is ridiculously loud. If I'm trying to make the most power out of this little motor, this is the way to do it. So I did a third gear pull. Did third, revved it to almost 8K, shifted. Then I was like, okay, I think VTEC is working. I think it's working. So I went back home, saved the data log, saved it the wrong way, and he was like, damn, can you data log it again and just send it to me as soon as possible? So that's what I ended up doing. I went to data log it again, stomped on it again, kept going, hit third, stomped on it again. I was like, oh shit, I just need to hit VTEC. And I just did, 1, 2, 3 pull. It felt good. I mean, VTEC is working. The car pulled. Now I'm just waiting on Mikey to make some changes on the base map, send it back to me. Then we gonna keep going forward from there. We're gonna street tune it real quick. Then I'm gonna try to keep in contact with Graham and see when the next time I could get to rent out the dyno, schedule that in, and get the car back onto the dyno and finish up the tune. But yeah, the car is feeling great right now. VTEC works. Everything's working like it should. I just felt like I wasted so much time and money on the dyno yesterday that I'm just like, damn, do I want to even go to the dyno? But I know that if I put my car back to the dyno the way it is right now, where it's running, we should be able to tune it in like 1 to 3 pulls for sure, especially if everything's working correctly. Yeah, that is where we at with the hat. And I'm gonna just keep talking to my tuner Mikey and making sure everything's running correctly. And hopefully we can see the dyno again soon. It was a dope experience. The place is dope. Paragon Performance, shout out to them. Getting me in. But we're gonna keep you guys updated with the hatch. Every time I get a base map, I'm show you guys the changes that he makes. And yeah, hopefully you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.